Must have been
See if I can find it.
By chasing me, so.
Okay, I am going to call date the March 12th Plan Commission meeting to order. And we'll do roll call
Jerry Wells,
here.
Angie Claycamp, Kendra Zumix, Bernie Hausberger,
Here.
Don Bruce,
Here.
Rick Schleibaum,
Here.
Dave Eggers,
Present.
Dave Early,
Here.
Shel Parker,
Here.
Mark Maxey,
Here.
Steve Gentry.
Here.
As you can tell, Jeremy's not here today. So I am going to introduce our new board member, Steve Gentry. This is his first meeting, and I think Mr. Maxey's first meeting too for Plan Commission. So just welcome you all, and thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Okay. Did everyone get a copy of the minutes? November 13th was our last meeting. Everybody's got them? Okay. I'll take a motion to accept.
Motion.
Second.
Okay. All in approval say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Okay, Patty, first case, please.
First case is PCM 126 Legends preliminary plat. Are the petitioners? The petitioner is requesting approval for a preliminary plat at Burkhart Boulevard and Meadowbrook Drive. There's 23.33 acres, which will be 81 lots.
Okay. Is the petitioner here?
Good afternoon. Chad Leinert with Independent Land Surveying, representing TDAC Development. TDAC wanted a preliminary plat approval for the Legend subdivision. Like Patty said, it's located just south of the Walmart Supercenter between the Burkhart Boulevard Bypass South and Meadowbrook Drive. It's about 23 acres. It's already zoned R1, and the preliminary plat submitted meets the R1 requirements.
Okay.
They also have been given a letter, you guys have got it now, from the approval from Royalties letting him speak for them.
Is there anybody here to speak in favor? No. Anybody opposed?
Can
Yes.
you ask questions about some of it?
Sure.
Well, I didn't bring my map. So I'm Sean Freddy. I live at 628 Meadowbrook Drive.
Did you get that, Patty?
So is there going to be a road coming in from Meadowbrook Drive?
No.
No. Okay, I seen that. So the only roads are on the access side.
Yep.
Okay, that's what I want to make sure. I want to make sure I was looking at that right.
Yeah, I think part of that land was that easement that runs beside your house between you and the church.
So that's
part of their easement also, but that won't be utilized for
It's actually part
that.
of the property,
Yes.
but it is not wide enough to make it a plattable street for this current state standard.
Right.
all right. Now this is not going to affect our taxes, is it? Because I used to live in the country. Then you annexed me in, or the city did. And they said your taxes wouldn't go up much. Then they more than doubled since that happened. Is that going to affect? We going to pay for this streets and that, or who's paying for that? I mean, you guys don't want
That's
to raise our.
paid for by the developer.
Yeah.
So you're not
All
going.
costs are on the development
Yeah.
at this point. There is a sewer line that is potentially coming, and it's kind of in the planning stages right now. But that line might be coming adjacent to
My
this
house there.
subdivision, basically.
From down there at Ashwood, gonna come that way?
Basically all the way from Ashwood, all the way
Yeah.
up here. We want to try to get sewer up to the Burkhart area to get development like this and more development. But that's just something that needs to be probably thrown out there, that there may be some costs where the city has to put some more work in that. But that's a water pollution control project. They're getting a large grant for it, so there's good things there to hopefully keep your bills down.
Okay. Well, I just worried about it go by my house. Okay. That's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I got one at home.
Does he want to speak? Yeah.
Yeah, I have just.
Okay, go ahead and tell us your name.
What's that?
Your name, please.
Oh, Nathan Barlow.
Okay. Do you need an address too, Patty? No? Okay.
And my question is, where the lane going to Meadowbrook Drive is, I live right across from that lane. And my concern is headlights, especially at nighttime, coming into my house. I don't know if there's any mitigation that's gonna be done to help alleviate that or not. That's
There won't
my-
be a
my
lane
question.
onto Meadowbrook.
What's that?
There won't be a lane onto Meadowbrook.
There won't be?
No,
Okay.
that's what we were discussing. That easement is what's shown on there because they will now own
Yeah.
that easement as well as right of ways for that farmer too. But there's no road access because it's not wide enough to make a road.
Oh, okay.
So there will not be any headlights coming into your house from that.
Good. Thanks.
Hold on, I just wanted to mention that the road, that part of this is kind of expandable to some degree. In the current plan, there is a chance that that could come over to Meadowbrook, but it's not owned by this property owner right now. In the future of Seymour, there's always a chance that subdivisions will come out closer to you. I think you probably need to wait till the next, if there's more subdivisions in the future.
The next iteration, maybe. I
Right.
need to check it out. Okay.
As far as this project, as it's laid out now, and the acquired land and the land that's owned by TDAC, that is not anywhere in the plans.
Good.
Chad is engineering on the project, he'll be more than happy. Their attorneys are here, everybody's here, they'll be glad to answer any more questions you have.
Yeah. But you see where I'm coming from.
Okay,
It's
I
the
do,
way headlights in my
absolutely,
house.
I do know exactly where you're coming from, Mr. Barlow, yes, I do.
Thank you.
Okay. Questions by commission? Anybody?
Will that lane be blocked off? That goes to Meadow?
Well, no, cause that farmer still uses that to access that ground there next to that church with no windows.
I mean, in the future here, when they get going here,
Right.
will that be blocked off so nobody goes in and out through there? or-
Well, it's really won't be an accessible road, like there'll be a house at the end of that or something, right? There won't be, it's just not gonna be, it's never been a thoroughfare, it's just strictly an easement for a right of way, is all
Okay.
it is. Chad, am I wrong about any of that? If I'm wrong, just correct me.
My knowledge is there will be nobody even touching that during construction.
No.
So it will continue to be as it is right now.
Just for the record, I'm always looking for, like I was saying earlier about expansion potential. I think that's good, but, also, is that easement coming through there that you have it listed as a water main and sewer easement? So I can't, if I wanted to put a trail through there at some point, that's not available, correct? It's not, you would have to be repurchased for that need.
Correct.
Okay, I just wanted to throw that out there to.
So, I mean, let's talk about the nuts and bolts. So, what kind of houses are we building?
As of right now, looking at minimum 1,400 square foot. Percentage of the front of the house with masonry, probably in the 280 to 320 range.
So the 220 to 280 range?
280 to 320.
280 to 320.
Yes, sir.
And we're talking 3-bedroom, 2-bath, single level, for the most part, I'm guessing, right?
Whatever fits into that criteria.
Okay, so the only thing I would tell you, Chad, just as a reminder, which you know and we know, but we just wanna make sure the sidewalks are the right size and that the space from the house to the sidewalk is the right space. And what else have we run across in the last year? Those things.
I believe you will find that the plans meet the current city requirements.
Boy, that's all I really wanted to hear.
They also add an extra inch of pavement because we try to require that.
Mhm.
I think the current standard is 3 inches, and you put 4 inches down, which is the county requirement, I believe, which is what we.
I believe in a past meeting, you've also said in anywhere a trash truck goes, you want 4.
Yeah, that's basically what I said. So anyhow, that's where we are, and as of right now, everything looks great from our engineering point of view.
And with that being said, Jerry, I think by the developer meeting all requirements, this will not go to city council, correct?
This is the deciding body.
We will decide.
For the preliminary
Sometimes
plat.
we're in here, it goes to city council for 2 readings. That won't happen because everything's being met.
Yeah, we're not needing.
Right, just for
rezone.
clarification, I wanted everybody to know on this side and that side that
Thank
what
you.
we decide here will be, yes, it's a green light or a red light. Okay.
Okay, so deliberative session. Anybody have anything else?
What is block C? What is that up there in the?
Those, there's block A, B, and C. Those are gonna be common ground areas that no one person would own. It would be owned by the homeowners association.
Okay.
So if you'll notice, there's a 40-foot area between Burkhart Boulevard right away and the back of the lots that abut that.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a common area that will be a planting strip with a landscape buffer through there.
Yeah, okay.
Final summary. You have anything else you want to say? No?
Don't believe so.
Okay, we'll entertain a motion. Vote at this time.
You done?
Try to get them all going the right way.
Thank you. Nine, 10. Okay, so it passed with a 10-0 vote. Okay, Patty, next one.
Next case is BZA 0326. Jesse Bob is the petitioner. The petitioner is requesting a land use variance at 1532 Morningside Drive to use an existing structure that's in his backyard for the manufacturing of gun parts.
Okay, is the petitioner here?
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to present your case, please?
My name is Jesse Bob. I'm the owner of 1532 Morningside Drive. I'm starting a small business called Exit Strategy Industries to produce firearm suppressors, and I have a building 20 by 30 in the back of my property, and I'm trying to use that to manufacture these on normal business hours. There will be no foot traffic. I will be selling these to other gun stores throughout the state, so nobody will be coming or going except for me at my property. And like I said, to be normal business hours, mostly on the weekends, that I'll be operating, if you allow this.
Okay. Is there anybody here to speak in favor?
There was a correspondence. You all got a copy of that.
From Mr. Rich Creek? No. Okay, is there anybody here opposed that wants to speak? No? Okay. Questions by the commission?
I do. Are there any other land use variances currently in a residential area for this type of?
For
that
this,
type
for
of
this
business?
particular thing, for
Yeah,
particular application?
Like for
gun
guns?
parts, yes. Is there a precedence already set? Has somebody else already done this, is what I'm asking.
So
I think down on Enos Road.
we
You know, on
did
English
one.
Road, that High Point, didn't we give him a variance out there?
Yes.
Yes.
3 years ago?
Yeah, I'm gonna say maybe 3 or 4.
Nice. I know.
He did. Yeah, so to answer your question, Kendra, similar, however, that was an actual gun store. He was running a store beside his house, where this would be a difference of a manufacturer.
Is there
No
any
traffic.
special like sounds or smells that go along with manufacturing?
No. This is a fully insulated building.
We're not practicing, we're not testing, we're not doing any of that.
No, there'll be no firearms.
Obviously, wrong stuff, right?
No, there'll be no shooting or anything like that. I'll be running a lathe, a manual lathe, and a manual mill.
Okay. I would say, just because, I would say, you know, if we're entertaining this, we're always okay to put extra on a variance to state parameters. Okay? So it's kinda, let's use Rose Acres for instance. So we just granted a variance for some of their applications. When we put a variance, said, yo, you can do that, but we want no egg material, we want no live animals, we want no chicken manure, we want none of those things in presence. So it does not, even, granting this, you can still put variables on that fit what we would have concerns with moving forward, even after he states he's not gonna do that, to carry that forward. So,
That was my next question. Is there any bit of period of like a leeway period that can be put on this? So let's say he's doing this for a year and there's smells or sounds or the neighbors are complaining, that you can go back, or once it's approved, it's only approved?
well, and those are your variables I'm talking about. So if you're saying, okay, we don't want any test firing of the weapons, or we want no exhaust fumes coming out, so you can, Kendra, you can absolutely recommend any kind of additions to the variance to give him parameters to operate within. Does everybody understand that? Am I wrong anyway with that, Chris?
Sure.
But I think what she's asking, so does that include that somebody can go back in a year from now and make sure that he's doing exactly what he's telling us
So that would
tonight
be a
that he's
code
doing?
enforcement thing. So if we got a complaint from a neighbor, for instance, then they would pull his variance and see the parameters we set on it, and then the code enforcement person would come out and say, sir, we've got somebody that said this took place, right? So then that becomes a code enforcement issue. Like I said, you're lathing parts and doing that, so that's not a concern of yours, I understand, but absolutely, Kendra, all that can be done, and then that is how it moves forward. So that variance goes on as long as the variance is in place with whatever parameters you put on it, and then if there's a violation, then that's set forth in that violation to say, you can't do that because when we give you your variance, you said you wouldn't do that.
Is there a stipulation list, or it's whatever comes out of my mouth?
It's whatever comes out of your mouth. Not everybody gives you that say so. Not everybody gives you that permission.
You all heard it here first.
I did. Not everybody does, and I'll catch it over that, but I'm gonna tell you, whatever you comes out of your mouth and we all approve, lets it fly. Okay?
I'll follow whatever the city needs me to follow.
Now, Mr. Bob, you're just making parts, correct?
Yes.
You're not making whole guns,
No.
just parts.
For the time being, yes. Eventually I will produce firearms, but probably not this location. I plan on expanding.
Okay. Which can also be a stipulation, right? Yeah, you know that, Don. Hell, I learned it from you.
And I'm not on this board, but just for my own curiosity, because I'm not very familiar, are there any sort of special permitting?
Yeah, I am FFL, the FFL certification is just waiting on this right now.
Okay, gotcha.
I've got an ATF agent I have to deal with and everything.
Yes, sir. Okay, I was just curious, because I wasn't sure.
Yes, I'll be fully licensed and insured.
Okay.
Jeremy has to sign off
Okay.
on this. Yes.
Gotcha.
And he's a wholesaler, so he was not having steady customers.
No, there'll be no
Customers aren't coming to
custom-
his facility to purchase his equipment, so that also is a different licensing requirement, I believe. Yeah.
Well, he needs the FFL for making.
Yeah, I could sell directly if I felt the need, but I don't want to deal with all the tax deals with the taxes part of it.
I get it.
I'd rather just sell to firearm shops and let them deal with that part of it, because you have to deal with fingerprints and all the paperwork, and that's just more hassle than I feel like dealing with.
I completely understand.
Okay. Anything else from the board?
But everybody got a copy of this for Mr. Rich Creek, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Am I allowed to hear what that says?
I'm sorry?
Am I allowed to hear what that says?
I don't know why not.
Oh, yeah,
can read it.
absolutely. You can have my copy if you want it.
I was about ready to say, it makes sense to go ahead and use the 5 items noted here as the,
5 parameters.
as the parameters to start with.
You said you'd be using a lathe and a mill.
Yes.
The sound levels of a lathe and a mill, do you have any?
No, my building is insulated with insulation and then 1.5 countertop material on all walls. You could technically let off a firearm in my shop and wouldn't hear it. So that shop is fully insulated, and no, lathes are not very loud.
I know my neighbor is a woodworker, you generally tell when he runs these planer.
Years ago, my mother's ex-husband ran a wood shop, and nobody could ever tell what he was doing in that shop. And there was lathes, there was planers going on, and Mr. Rich Creek had no idea what was There was never any complaints.
Okay.
So I like the idea of using the 5 criteria, and for those in the crowd that don't know, it's noise, odors, piles that are unsightly, increased traffic, and lights in traffic area for security causing, light pollution. So I would like to add in there that the producing a firearm to not be allowed, and that he would need to come back, for additional, discussion, should he set up in that location.
My one question is, how come the producing of firearms, why is that I'm producing an item that is an NFA controlled item, when a firearm is not an NFA controlled item. So I can produce firearms without coming to you guys. I have no license requirement to produce. When this is an NFA controlled item, what I'm trying to do, so that is why I'm having to have all this licensing done.
Well, also, just for the record, production in a residential area is prohibited by the city.
Yes.
So you're incorrect in the standpoint that you would not have to get our approval in order to manufacture that.
Okay.
So, just for the record.
Okay. Well, my point on that was with my licenses, I have to go through more licensing to produce what I'm producing, silencers or suppressors,
I understand.
than for firearms.
Mr. Bob, sorry, you're.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine, that microphone.
The licensing's required for what I'm doing requires so much more and more oversight by the ATF. I just don't understand the
I would say due to the increase of just production in a residential area in comparison, and the more gun parts and more shipping and receivings and the more things and the more traffic and things, all that goes with producing weapons to make it a cost-effective issue for you. I think that's what Kendra's point of that is.
When we think about the other things that we've turned down or we've had discussed here, like that extra volume and traffic and manufacturing in residential areas has been the discussion. So if we're setting that as the precedence, and we're saying that he doesn't have to come back, but you're saying he does have to come back, then that makes a difference for me.
So if we put a parameter on the variance that says he cannot manufacture anything except for what he so stated as suppressors and similar activities, and not to including guns, we can absolutely do that. Then if he decides to do that in the future, he can reapply for a variance in order to do that extended manufacturing. That would be how that would state. So the board would have to listen to that again.
Okay, so if you do start doing guns, is it still gonna be online only, or would you have people coming in and
No,
out?
nobody will ever be coming to my house. I will not have a foot traffic at my house.
Okay,
Everything I sell will always be to businesses. I'm not gonna be a retail sales.
you don't wanna mess, yeah, okay, that's what, okay.
Just for the record, it just says gun parts, it doesn't say you could.
At this
can't
time,
make
no, I will
guns.
not
If
be
you want-
producing
If you wanna put
firearms.
gun parts on the table, just let us know. That's, just needs to be known.
Well, right now, no, I will not be producing firearms for sale.
Okay, well.
But as my business progresses and grows, yes, I am going to grow into that. When that is, a year, 5 years, 10 years, I do not know. It all depends on the market. But right now, my emphasis is suppressors.
And for my own gun ignorance, what is a suppressor? Silencer?
Well, that's a bad term, but yes.
Okay.
You cannot silence a firearm. All you can do is take the crack off of it.
Okay, we have a question.
Is the decision going to be made tonight, or is there another hearing?
You just step up.
Sorry, come up and tell us your name too, please.
Scott Reagan. I live on Lakeview Drive. Is this the deciding meeting, or is there another
We're just
hearing
a
on the
recommendation.
24th?
This is a recommendation
Okay.
board, and then the final decision will be by the BZA on the 24th, I believe,
Okay,
of March.
all right. Well, while I'm up here, he covered several of my questions, but I want to just get this other one out. He's going to be machining, he said, with a lathe and a mill. There's potential for coolant and oils to be used in those processes. I'd like to know what kind of fluid spill containment systems will be in place, because all of the houses on Lakeview are on a well, and a fluid spill of that type could be devastating to our to our groundwater. So
Okay.
just something that needs to be considered.
I will be doing
dry machining, I will not be using coolant.
Okay. So that would be on the list of stipulations.
Oils I'll be using will be just whey lube that will be contained, they'll have, all machines will be.
We concerned about
have
security,
secondary containment centers.
Okay.
because those are
That's
lucrative
just something
items.
that needs to be on that list of your requirements. So,
Scott, our vote here too will go to the city council
okay.
as a favorable or unfavorable, depending how the vote goes.
BZA, Dave.
BZA, excuse me.
BZA.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, I would bring it up in discussion.
So what kind of security are you going to have? Because those are lucrative items.
Yes, all doors will have a, digital lock on them, and windows will be barred, and all finished products will be stirred by ATF regulations, have to be stirred in a cage or a vault of some sort.
Okay.
And that's ATF law.
Okay. So Kendra, do you want to make the motion with your,
Yeah, we can. So, we're gonna be voting on the change in variance based on with the parameters of noise, odors, unsightly piles, light pollution, increased traffic, and then, spill containment, opportunity.
Okay.
Anything else to add?
okay,
No employees, just you?
Just for me, for the time being, unless I grow, yes.
Can't grow much and.
In that barn, no, I can't grow. When I grow, I'll be moving.
so if there's nothing else, we'll go ahead and take a vote.
Jerry,
What?
I think before you call for a vote, I think maybe we need to set those variances, those variables into writing, maybe?
I do
I
have a
thought we-
question about what constitutes excess noise, what constitutes excess odors. Like, are you wanting to put like an hours limit, like Monday through Friday kind of thing, or?
I mean, if it impacts somebody being able to sit outside, you know, like in their backyard, but all of a sudden all we hear is machining, I don't know what a lathe is, I'll be honest with you, but it's increased noise and, you know, that's impacting other homeowners being able to enjoy their outside. Like, I feel like the impact on other people, right? Or, I don't know, if it's like a sulfur smell or something, I mean, I'm not a gun person, so I don't know, but I feel like if there's.
You could always set it
that
as
smell.
we have a city ordinance on noise violations.
Yeah.
You could set it to not go above and beyond what our normal city ordinance states is a noise violation.
And I think there's certain hours
Mhm.
on that too, Dave.
Yes, there is.
If you want to word it like that, that'll make sense to me on the legal side of things. I'm not trying to tell you how to word your
No,
motion, I
no.
just, for my own clarification.
Okay, so we're gonna do stipulation with spill containment, not to exceed the city's existing noise ordinance. Is there a smell ordinance currently? Dave,
Yes, I'm sorry.
is there a smell ordinance currently?
It's
There
under-
is, it's
under
oddly
nuisance.
termed, but
Yeah,
yes.
it's under nuisance.
Nuisance.
Okay. So nothing that violates the nuisance, although that brings something else I wanna talk about with you later if that's a thing.
Sure.
And then, the light pollution and the excess traffic, or the additional traffic to the area.
Thank you.
I don't know if I won't have any extra exterior lights. You know, like I said, traffic, there won't be any substantial traffic aside from any daytime deliveries I have.
Okay. Anything else?
How do your terminology wise, since Jeremy isn't here, I mean,
I got
and
it,
Chris
but
can
my
get that.
question is, cause she said revisit, are you wanting to revisit this in a year, or if somebody
I just like-
complains about
I was
him,
gonna
what
say,
are you
like,
guys
I don't know if
gonna
there's a
do?
certain number of complaints or, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't wanna like
Well, my
rubber
thing
stamp
is,
something and then it
if you
like,
get a complaint, do you want, I mean, is he to stop altogether, or?
Well, our normal
Ordinance
process on that, I think,
and-
Patty, would be, as
up
normal,
to
we
you
get a
guys.
call and then code enforcement is sent
I'll
out
send
to
them out.
monitor that call and then do that research. And so having it come back here would be slim to none. So that would be, because we'd
Okay.
made that ruling accordingly, I think, so. Chris, wouldn't you say that?
That makes sense to me, yeah. I think that's how we've handled variances in the past.
Right.
Okay, let's vote.
Thanks, sir. Whoop.
So it passed 6-4. So it'll go,
To BCA.
yeah, to BCA with a favorable recommendation.
That's on the 24th, wasn't it, at 5
I think
o'clock?
so.
Yes, sir.
5 o'clock.
Thank you.
This room.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, now, do you want something now or after? Okay, okay. Patty, anything else with you? Okay.
That's all they have, unless you guys, anybody else have anything else?
Maybe we should have meetings more often.
Twice a year, right? I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay.
Second.
Move.
Mr. Early, since the property got
so
better,
my
obviously,
question,
over there.
I guess so, right? Just run away from
Crap
it.
farm, that stinks up my
You'd
entire
be surprised how
side
many
of
people do
town.
that.
Like, how is there an ordinance
Not
that
me.
says
I'm always
that-
right
is
here.
that